Welcome back to Owlchemist Tarot, serving tarot straight up. So this is your weekly reading for April 11th through the 17th. I pulled a couple cards on TikTok as I usually do, so this is the extended version. So I'll go over the cards really quickly. If you're new, welcome. Love to have you here. Make sure you subscribe. If you're a return subby, always appreciate you even more. So okay, so this week there's a lot of change and a lot of things that are happening underneath, like behind the scenes, that I don't think that you realize. And so many of you are having to take a really big step back and have this humbling moment of learning and going back to basics and really stretching yourself and pushing yourself out of the comfort zone. This is all about learning and educating yourself, and again, having the humility to be open and being that evolving student, to be coachable, to again allow others to teach you something new, even if you're very experienced and you're very, versed on a topic, or you have, a lot of life experience, whatever the case is. This is, again, this really type of like feeling fish out of the water, like not really getting your stride yet. You don't really have this, you put so much work in, but you haven't really seen the fruits of your labor yet. It's like you just can't. Maybe you're getting frustrated because you don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. Don't lose that spirit. Don't lose that fighting spirit. Don't give up. The Six of Wands is, feeling out of sorts, feeling not as confident, feeling like, why am I doing this? Going over and over again. The thing is, you do not want to close yourself off. You do not want to limit yourself with this Four of Pentacles. Even with your resources, be a little bit more open. Understand that people are going to come in and teach you something, guide you. There's always something new to learn. So don't limit yourself and hold yourself back because you think you know it all. Newsflash, you don't. Again, the reason why you want to be as open as possible and be that coachable and have that sponge mindset is because the Empress is right around the corner. This is about growth, creativity, a birth of something new. And it's all about this Taurian energy. Taurus is ruled by Venus, okay? So this is all about living that lap of luxury, like really enjoying that creation part. Actually, the joy of creating. The Empress is also about thriving and being, having this humility about you, knowing that everything is cyclical. There is a starting point and there's an ending point to everything. And this is like this new burst of energy. So for a lot of you, even though all the hard work you've been putting in, especially this week, or, maybe it's coming to a crescendo or whatever the case is, don't get frustrated. Don't lose that end goal. Don't lose sight of what you're really trying to build and do. Continue to push yourself out of that comfort zone. Don't hold yourself back. And again, even with resources, maybe you're pissed off and frustrated because you haven't seen growth and you're like, well, I'm not spending anything else. I'm not buying another class. I'm not buying another course. I'm not, you're your best investment. So be very cautious in how you talk to yourself and really think about what you want. So sometimes you have to put a little bit more in the front end before you see the results of everything that you've been working so hard for. And I have to tell you, if you can stick with it, there's massive changes. And I mean really significant changes. We got the Tower card, but in this case, I do not feel like it is necessarily a negative energy. This is about this sudden change, a shift, and I do feel like this is very positive. A lot of people will say that the Tower card is like, oh, it's this negative thing. It can be, but it's really more, it can be good or bad. It's really sudden, abrupt change, right? So for a lot of you, this is Mars energy. So we are in Aries season. It's like maybe it's like the pot starting to boil. It's like the boiling over and things are starting to ramp up. You may not see it, but there's things happening underneath the surface. And before you know it, as we enter into Taurus season, you might actually start to see things grow and level out and start to catapult forward, really hit your stride. So don't get frustrated, okay? This week is not the week to give up. Just know that things are shifting. And I think when people see this card, they get really frustrated to say, well, I'm losing everything. Yes, the Tower card can indicate big change and loss, but in a way, if it's not built on a strong foundation, or it's not really what you want, then you're not really losing, you're really gaining, you're making room for the new. So don't look at this hard work and effort that you're putting in as for nothing. There are shifts and changes, and it will better you in the long run. The Tower card is always positive in the long run because you're building something that's more sustainable. And with the Empress energy, it's like the sky's the limit, okay? She really is such a wonderful energy because it is you birthing the life that you actually want, growing the business that you want, having the career that you want, getting the education that you need to actually further yourself, whatever it is. This is something that is really important for the long run. Also sorry if you can hear my dog snore. The weather's starting to warm up, so this is definitely springtime energy, especially if you're in the northern hemisphere. What I'd recommend is get outside. Get outside with the Empress energy. Really soak in that vitamin D with sunscreen, of course. And, put your feet on the ground. Ground your energy. Just take in the fresh air. Look at the birds chirping. See the things that are growing in your yard. Whatever it is, enjoy and be present. Be in the moment, because that's a lot of times when growth happens, when you're staying still. So let's go ahead and pull some cards around money, career, and even relationships this week, and let's see what's going on. By the way, the cards that I just pulled, it doesn't mean that it's going to all happen this week. Could certainly for some of you, but it could happen maybe a few weeks ago, or for some of you it's in the upcoming months. So don't panic if you don't see the energy right away. If it's for you, it's for you. Okay, let's pull a couple cards for money. Oh, interesting. Okay, that's just one more. We'll just pull this one. Okay. Career, and then, all right, interesting. Okay, I'm going to pull this one because this is on the bottom of the deck and I saw it. Sometimes when I see a card on the bottom of the deck, Spirit's like, no, that one too. All right, so for money, we got the Hierophant, and then you have the King of Wands. I think for some of you, you're being kind of pushed and pulled a little bit because it's almost like a part of you likes that stability, having kind of traditional ways of making money or growing your money. And again, I'm not a financial advisor, so please talk to an expert. But this is just, the energy that's coming through. So with the Hierophant, it's all about, institutions, large institutions, including banks, including, brokers, including, corporations and 401ks and all that stuff. Very structured ways of making money, right? Even the stock exchange. But at the end of the day, I feel like with this King of Wands, for so many of you have really big dreams and you're almost like outpacing how you're earning money, okay? So this could be a way for you, yes, to have certain things stuck in traditional means that are kind of like, you don't have to think about it, it's happening in the background, you don't have to worry about it. Maybe for some of you, you're structuring your financial accounts or whatever the case is in a way that you don't have to worry, you don't have to look at them all the time. It's almost like it's earning money as you sleep. But with this King of Wands, I think for many of you, you're also looking at other ways of creating money that are a little bit outside of the box, non-traditional. So maybe it's cryptocurrency or things like that you're starting to really look into, or NFTs, whatever the case is, you're looking at other outside of traditional ways of making money. Okay. So again, I'm not a financial expert, so make sure you connect with somebody who is, that can help and guide you, especially if you have business deals or you have things that you're trying to grow and you need kind of this like jump, okay? All right, so for career, very, very interesting. There's a couple messages. So you have the Ace of Pentacles, lovely, lovely. And then you have the Five of Wands. For some of you want a new jump, a new beginning, because it is frustrating where you are. It's like this combativeness and this struggle to get anything done because it's always something, political red tape that you're just like banging your head against and you're just like, enough already. So the Ace of Pentacles is a new beginning. It's manifesting something that you can touch, feel, and see in your life. And that can include a new job. It can mean travel. It can mean, interviews coming in. Make sure you send those resumes if you haven't. But things are starting to come to you. Now, with any ace, it's a new beginning. So you do have to put work behind it. You do have to cultivate these opportunities. See if they're the right ones for you. I just want to put out, this is a reminder, and Spirit keeps saying, look, it doesn't matter where you go, what company you work for, there's always going to be this. There's always going to be that person who creates drama, that person that always is trying to figure a way to fly under the radar, that person who's always kissing the boss's ass. There's always those people. It doesn't matter. Their names will change from company to company, same type of vibe. Okay. So you can't always outrun this or get rid of this unless you work for yourself. But for some of you, and some of you might be doing that where you just don't want to deal with the corporate BS, the nonsensical banter and energy exchange that gets nowhere, that you are starting something fresh and new. So again, for some of you, there's definitely some movement in the career area, and good for you. It looks like this is a brand new beginning in a place that you're really going to look forward to. Now, relationships. So the cards that came out were the Knight of Cups in reverse, and then you have the Sun card. Very fortuitous energy. Now, the Sun card is always bringing warmth and happiness and growth and this light on everything, even if you have something that's a little bit more of a challenge. Now, the Nine of Cups, I think for some of you, when it comes to relationships, whether you were in one or you are in one, it's almost as if it's bittersweet. It's sometimes the things that we want most are not the best things for us. And sometimes it's just a reminder. The Nine of Cups is also about, it's not all about the high times, the good times. It's about who is going to ride with you when you are in a downtime in life, right? So who are with you to go with the highs and the lows. When somebody's just wanting to be there because it's great and fun and nothing's going wrong, that's fine. But you're not going to know somebody's, I don't want to say their worth or their value, but you're not going to see if somebody's really going to be meant for you and if they can't stick it out through the tough shit. And that's just true. Okay. So I think for a lot of you, you're having kind of this realization that you deserve more, you deserve better. And, if you're single, you could be coming out of a relationship, or even maybe you're dating somebody, you're just like, you know what? I just think that there's not enough, there's just not enough there for me to see something that is sustainable. And that's okay. The biggest thing is you don't want to fake it and end up into a committed relationship that doesn't feel right, that that they're going to jump ship when things get rocky. You want somebody who's steadfast, right? So the Nine of Cups is sometimes be careful what you wish for, because sometimes that person may not be what you really want or need at this point in your life, because we evolve and change as we go. In a partnership, in a relationship, I think if you're in this situation, you need to have some pretty deep conversations, because I feel like there's been some emotional imbalance, right? Maybe there's too much give and take. Maybe you've been the one that's just been giving, keeping things afloat, and it's weighing on you now, okay? So it's fine when things are good, but when things get downturn, you really see how somebody's gonna, hold their own. And if your partner isn't able to stand there with you and work as a team, that's a problem. But there is light at the end of the tunnel. So again, I think it's more visibility and understanding of what you want and clearly communicating. The Sun card is also about growth. It's about, building together, as a unit. We have the Ace of Cups. This was on the bottom of the deck and Spirit told me to take it. So for some of you, there's certainly some new love coming in. Absolutely a better partner, somebody who's completely more aligned to your energy and what you're looking for. And just in time, right? Certainly could be happening in Leo season. This is, the Sun card is ruled by Leo. So kind of that end of the summer time frame. But also this is about you focusing on you and putting yourself as a priority. So when somebody, especially if you're dating or you have dated somebody who hasn't really put the priorities in the relationship and really making it, a focus to work on certain things, then I think it's time for you to start to do that. This is about fulfilling your needs and your wants. And it's also about living your life living your life to the best of your abilities, right? I don't know why that was so hard for me to get out. This is very much, a happy ending and loving yourself and knowing that you can make it with or without somebody. But when you're loving yourself and you're at this high vibration and frequency, that's when somebody who's going to meet that energy is going to come in. So again, don't worry about the who, don't worry about the when, focus on you. Put the energy and time back into yourself and watch it get reinvested, and watch how everything changes in your life. Watch how certain people start to leave, and when new people come in that are really just like, that soul connection is through the freaking roof, okay? Don't hold out and hope and wish for somebody to change. You hoping that they change to fit your narrative, that you want them to be the person that you need them to be. If they don't want to be that person, they're not going to be, okay? So I hope you've enjoyed this reading. And again, it's just a general snapshot. If you're looking for more personal stuff, all that stuff's on my website. You can book time with me, or whatever the case is. If you don't follow me on TikTok or Instagram, I would do so because I post there quite a bit. And you can be in the know and see all my stuff on all the channels. Thank you guys so much, and I'll talk to you soon.